Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope today has been treating you well. In today's video I am going to be giving you my Project 10 Uses September update. So I only started this series in August. I have always fallen off the bandwagon when it comes to project panning. The end goal just always has seemed so far away that I have never managed to actually focus on products for that length of time. But in August I changed up the way that I do my project pan, and I'm only planning on using all of these products 10 times. I give myself one whole month and 10 uses, and that's it. It's a very sort of casual way for me to do a project pan, and I have been absolutely loving it. And it's also meant that because I'm only giving myself 10 uses, I'm sort of using up products that I think I only have about 10 uses left, or I think I'm going to be able to make really great progress on in those 10 uses. So it's making me use older products, it's making me use products that don't have a lot of product left in them, that sort of thing. So I've really been loving it. I'm going to be showing you all of the products that I have used up. I'm going to be showing you all of the products that I have finished, made panning, used 10 times over the month of September, and then the products that I'm going to be rolling in for the coming month. And I am changing quite a few products this time because the seasons are changing and I feel like I need a little bit of a change. So let's just start with this little tub here that has all of my products in that I had in for September. So starting with the Collection Primed and Ready Hydrating Primer Moisturised Skin with Hyaluronic Acid. I just realised I never made the mark on this for where this is up to now. So if I just squeeze this right down and make a little mark, I have made real great progress on this. So that is where I started and that is where I am now. Like squeezing all of the product down, that is where the product comes to now. So I've used like half of what was left in here, which I'm really happy with. I did actually only use this 7 times. I'm not really a primer sort of gal. I don't use a primer every single day, so this was definitely a bit of a struggle. But seeing that I've gotten like halfway to the end, I'm like, I could definitely use this. And like obviously the tube gets a little bit smaller. Feeling like I could probably use this like 4 or 5 more times and be done with this now. So that's great progress. Even though I didn't quite reach the 10 uses, I'm still proud of myself for using so much of that primer. I didn't even realise how close to the end I was. Like I definitely could have used that last month, couldn't I? Anyway, the next product is another Collection one. This is a setting spray. It's the Filter Finish Flawless Skin Setting Spray. I used this 9 times in the month of September, so again, didn't quite reach the 10 usage goal. I only really use this to dampen a beauty sponge. I can use this to spray, like do as a setting spray on my face, but honestly, the spray is so awful. You have to do it literally from as far as your arm will allow you to. So that's why I struggle so much with this. If I had a different setting spray in my project pan, for example, the e.l.f. one that I just love, I would easily be able to use that every day, but this just feels so intimidating to me. I am taking this out of my project pan for the time being. Or do I keep it in because there's really not a lot of product left in it? I will see how I feel when I come to rejigging the products. I've got a few out, but I'm like, we'll see how I feel. I might put that one back in because I do feel like if I had another month and another 10 uses, I could probably finish that off. Let's see where we get with that. Next up, however, is a completely finished up product. this is the concealer that I was focusing on. This is the Sleek In Your Tone Longwear Concealer. I managed to get 6 uses out of this. Can you see how see-through all of that is? Like, no more product was coming out of that. I properly like scraped around. I was actually using like an eyeshadow brush, not a big one like that, but I was using a slightly thinner one and scraping right round to get right down to the bottom because the doe foot doesn't reach right down to the bottom for some reason. I love this concealer. I already have a backup of it that I have already started using. I am the biggest fan of this concealer. It's beautiful. And I'm really, really happy that I managed to use a whole one. So I can safely say, you know, I've used a whole one and I repurchased it. I really, really like that. So, like I say, I got 6 uses out of this one. I finished it on the 8th of September. So I did roll in a different concealer, which I will talk about now. So this is the Essence Multitask Concealer. This is in 05 Cool Porcelain. So it's got like a brush on one end. You like click up the bottom and the like mechanism moves up on the inside. So this is where I started. Can you see that line just there in the pink Sharpie? And this is where I am now. So again, about half of, maybe a little bit less than half of the products that I had left, I managed to use up. I only used this 7 times because I was only using it from the 9th of September. I didn't have the whole month where I was using this product. But again, really, really great progress. Really, really happy with that one, even though I only had like not the whole month. I still think that that is really, really good progress. I'm really, really happy with that one. So next up is the brow products that I was focusing on. I had 2 because, again, I knew that I was going to finish up this first one, so then I picked a second one. So this is the Collection Incredibrow Brow Definer Pencil. I have completely used this up. It won't even twist anymore. It's gotten past the point of like clicking and it's not twisting up anymore. I managed to get 7 uses out of this one, and again, I finished this one on the 8th of September. The 8th of September was obviously a very makeup heavy day for me. Finished 2 products in that day. So we've got an empty. I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this brow pencil. It was quite chunky. It wasn't like a micro pencil. You couldn't get any like little hair-like strokes, but for quickly filling in your brows, really, really liked it. But I prefer like a micro pencil. I wouldn't necessarily repurchase that one, but that one is an empty. And then another collection one, the Incredibrow Micro Brow Pencil. This one actually is a micro pencil and it's still clicking, but nothing is coming out of the top of this one. I got 8 uses out of this one, and this finished on the 20th of September. So I was using a few other things, but basically only using my Project 10 Uses brow products, and that one is completely empty as well. I would, out of the 2 of them, I would be more tempted to repurchase the micro brow pencil. I feel like they both lasted a really decent amount of time, but I just prefer a micro pencil, and this was in the shade Brunette 2. So that is the brow products. Next up, I have the biggest win for this whole video, the Essence Lip Oil. I managed to use this 15 times. Well, the amount of times I wrote it down, I used it 15 times, and I say that because look, like looking at this, I'm like, how is that only 15 uses? But that is where I started, and can you see where that line is now? I mean, I haven't drawn it on, but you can see where that product is now. I have used like 75% of that lip oil and I've really only been focusing on it for this month. My problem with this is I love it. I love the way that it feels. I love the way that it smells. I love applying this before bed. That's why I say the amount of times that I wrote it down, I used it 15 times. I was using this pretty much every single night before bed. So I probably used it more than 15 times. I was definitely using it like with a lip liner just for an everyday before I went off to work. but I was also using this before bed. So although that was like all in one day, I would count that as 2 uses because that's like for my makeup routine and for my skincare routine in the evening. However, this leaks so badly. I don't know, I don't understand the logistics of how this leaks so badly. I have left this stood upright on my table, and even now, like, I'm noticing that that's sticky round the top, and it's been stood up on my table, and somehow it still manages to leak out the top. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I know that I hate it. So I could absolutely keep this in for another month and get that used up. I don't know what I want to do with it though, because I'm like, I want to use it up, but also it just leaks so badly. Like, everything is sticky. I don't love it. I don't love that every time I use it I have to go and wash my hands. It smells so good. It smells delicious, but it just leaks like absolute madness. The next product, and another one that I have great progress on, this is the Revolution IRL powder. I finished up the loose powder fairly quickly in my Project 10 uses, and this month I have managed to use this powder 14 times, and that is my progress. Again, really, really happy with that one. There's only a very thin layer of powder round the outside of that pan now. I already have a backup of this powder, so I don't necessarily feel the fear of finishing it. I want to finish this powder. I definitely feel like I could in the next month. Like, I could absolutely finish that with 1 more month. The growth on that pan is incredible. I think that I could finish this next month. So next up is another Revolution product. This is the Revolution Cream Bronzer in the shade, the Ultra Cream Bronzer, sorry, in the shade Light. I hit the tiniest little pan before I rolled this in, and I'm happy to say that that pan has grown substantially. And the reason for me wanting to roll this in is because I didn't love this powder, this bronzer, sorry. I didn't love it. That's why I wanted to roll it in to like decide. If I really dislike this enough, I would just get rid of it. However, I'm happy to say that I have fallen in love with this bronzer. I really, really like it. The problem that I had with this bronzer is that it's so pigmented. It just took a little bit of learning. I just needed to use a smaller amount, like literally 1 dip was enough to do my whole face. So for that reason, I don't feel like this pan is necessarily going to noticeably grow all that much, but I'm really, really happy with the growth that we have got on it. I'm rolling this one out, and I have my reasons for that, but the reason that I rolled this in was that I wanted to decide whether it stayed in my collection or not, and I'm happy to say that it will be staying. I've really, really been enjoying that one. And I usually say don't put things in if you hate them, but I was still trying to make up my mind on that one, and I had it for such a long time. You just wanted to make up my mind, and I have. So 11 uses, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. 11 uses for the cream bronzer, and I'm really, really happy with that. The next product also had 11 uses because I used them the same, like I used them on the same days. I'm rolling out cream products, and again, I'll get into that in a bit, but I have to use a cream bronzer and then a cream blush, or in my mind I feel like I have to do that. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and again, 11 uses. I already knew that I loved this. I already knew that this product was beautiful. I love the colour. I love the way that it blends onto the skin. This is definitely a autumnal blush for me, but I'm rolling out cream products. So the Tahiti blush, 11 uses, again thrilled with that one. And then the PS mascara, I wrote down 12 uses. I didn't necessarily write down if I was using this if I was filming something else, because my notebook wouldn't be directly in front of me. I use this on like an everyday basis 12 times, but I do believe I've used this more than that because I have been using it while I've been filming throughout the month. How much product is in this? Because truly 6.3 milliliters. How much is in like another mascara? That one says 11. This feels like it's going on forever. Like, it doesn't even feel like it's starting to dry out yet. And I have used this, like I say, I know that I've used it more than the amount of times that I've written down, and it still feels completely fine. So I thought that I was gonna get more dryness out of this month and feel like I was coming to the end, but apparently this is going to live forever, so I'm going to roll this out this month. So that is all of the products that I had in September. We've got an empty box, so let's refill. Let's get a new sheet of paper, and like I say, I'm changing things up. I feel like coming into the colder months, coming into October, this room is going to get so cold. I have a hot water bottle on me and a blanket, so it gets so cold in here that I feel like I will struggle with cream products, because when I come in here at 7 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work, it's so cold sometimes I can see my breath, and the cream products will be so hard and like solidified that I feel like I just need to use powders. And also this month, everyday October, I'm posting every single day, so I feel like I need quick and easy makeup, and that is definitely powder for me. Powder sort of cheek products. I definitely feel like I'm going to benefit from rolling out the creams and rolling in powders. So that being said, I'm rolling in the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. I have had this, I'm not going to admit how long I've had this, and it literally looks brand new. I don't know how deep this pan is. Like, part of me wants to like get a pin or something to see how deep this pan is, to see how close I am. But also I get that is completely not the point. I could use this, absolutely. I could use this every single day. It's one of my favourite bronzers. I hope that I get some sort of pan on it. I don't necessarily think I will. I think that this is going to be a deceptively deep pan. I don't think I'm going to get any sort of visual progress on it, but if I can use this 10 times in 1 month or more than that, and I can get some progress on it, then I will be thrilled with that. Sort of similar with the blush. This is the Collection Glow Blush. This is in 2 Bashful. Did I say what shade? Forever Sunkissed. Can't remember what I said. The blush, one of my favourite blushes, again, had it in my collection for the longest time. Really, really nice and glowy. Again, another one I don't think I'm going to necessarily see any visual pan progress, but another product that if I can get 10 or more uses out of in a month, I'll be very, very happy with. These products are ones that I know I'll be able to just roll in very, very easily into my everyday rotation. So that's why these two are going in. I'm rolling in a different primer because I feel like in the autumn months, I really get into wearing more makeup. I will probably be wearing foundation more on an everyday basis. So a primer is probably a good shout. This is the Beauty Bay Jelly Grip Primer. And if I just hold that up like that, you can see that bubble inside. That is how little I have used this. Truly, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that I've used this. So this is another one like what I was saying about the Revolution Cream Bronzer. I want to make up my mind on this. Do I keep this or do I roll this out? 10 uses this month and I will decide. Honestly, I think I will probably roll it out. The reason that I kept this was because when I did my declutter, the reason that I kept this was because on the back it said hydrating primer. I have other hydrating primers that I prefer over this one, like just off the top of my head. So this month I will decide. Does this stay or does this go? That is the question. Then for brows, I'm rolling in the Beauty Bay eyebrow pencil, and this is in Bark. It's got a spoolie on the other end. I still have loads of this product left. Just give me a minute to roll this up. This is how much product I have left. That is definitely more than a month's worth of eyebrow pencil for me, even me who needs a lot of help. I do feel like there's still going to be products left at the end of the month, but again, 10 uses. I just need a brow pencil in my project 10 uses at all times, because I like having a product out that I can just grab. I don't have to think about going into my drawers. I can use this every single day and I will not be mad at that. Obviously then with my e.l.f. Wow Brow that lives out on my table and literally never makes it back into my drawers. Then the Collection Gorgeous Glow Filter Finish. I want to try and get 10 uses out of this, using it as a liquid highlight at the end of my routine. So I have been loving the Beauty Bay one for that reason, bouncing it over the top at the end, and I feel like I can get some progress on this. I can also use this as a primer. If I really fall out of love with that Beauty Bay one, I can absolutely just use this under foundation in that sort of a way. I just want to try and get more use out of this. It's a product that I use quite a bit in the summer, but it's a product that I should use more in the autumn, considering I wear more makeup, my skin is more dry and I want to look more glowy. This is the sort of product that I will, or I should, use. I'm not going to mark it in any sort of way because it's very uneven, but there's still a lot of product left in here, like a lot. I can definitely get some substantial use out of this month. Then for mascara, this one I know is near the end, so I'm rolling this one in to use it this month and then it will be an empty. This is the Catrice Fake It Volume and False, I'm trying to read it and it's like metallic. Volume and False Lash Mascara. I really like this mascara. It's very dramatic and volumizing. I would absolutely repurchase it. I think there's a few mascaras from Catrice that don't do it for me. This one is really nice, so happy to be rolling that one in. And then I just need to decide, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What products are we going to roll back in? I'll roll back in the Revolution powder. I feel like we can get a lot of use on that one. I'll roll back in the Essence Multitask Concealer. I will try and get this used up this month. So that is where the mark is. I will try and get this used up this month. Do I just need one more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 2 more. Let's go. Let's put these 2 back in. Let's do it. The Essence Hydra Kiss Lip Oil. Let me mark where this is now. And then, honestly, that will be done. That will be done. I'm telling you now, that product will be done. And then the Collection Filter Finish Flawless Skin Setting Spray. You can't see through it at all. I would say it's maybe around about there. I really don't know where it is. The black one you could sort of see through a little bit, but this one you really can't see through at all, even with my very bright lights. Absolutely no idea. So that is my 10 products that are rolling back in for October. Ooh, please don't fall. So I'm hopeful. I am hopeful that we can finish the lip oil. I'm hopeful that we can finish the concealer, the mascara, the setting spray and the setting powder. I'm hoping for 5 empties next month. Big hopes. Big hopes. But let me know, are you doing a project 10 uses? Let me know how you are getting on with yours. I would love to hear your updates down below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. I'm posting every single day in October, but it's usually 3 times a week. Sometimes 4, but at the minute I'm posting every single day. There's so much content coming up here, but until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.